Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have review and swatches of the new Violet Voss Flamingo palette. This is what it looks like here. I have been wearing this palette non-stop for the month of July. If you see down in my description box what I've been wearing on my eyes, this is the palette you keep seeing in there. So today I actually took a break from using it because I have used every single shade on my eyes from this palette. That's how much I've been loving it. That's how much I've been using it in my spare time. So today I wanted to give you my thoughts, the facts about it, and to let you guys know whether it is worth it or worthless. But before I get into the review, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the family. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you do like it, and let's get on with the review. Now, like I had mentioned in the beginning, I am not wearing this palette, but you will see two looks one palette with this specific one coming up sometime soon. And not to mention, I have done other looks on my other videos that I have been filming or in my everyday life. If you follow me on Instagram and my Insta stories, you guys have seen other color combinations that I've done with this palette. Now this palette here is absolutely beautiful. I don't fall for packaging, and this just won me over as far as the packaging. The flamingos are raised so you can feel them. It has such a great mirror in here. It's really pretty and it looks like a book, and here are what the shades look like in here. This palette is $45. It is available at Sephora and Violet Voss itself's website. If you do purchase it from Violet Voss itself, you can get an affiliate code, and I believe you get 10% off. So I wanted it right away, so I didn't wait till Sephora got it. I went ahead and purchased it off of Violet Voss's website. I have purchased in the past before they even existed in Sephora, and I've never had a problem with their shipping, anything breaking or anything taking forever. So everything went smooth as far as the shipment and the placing of the order. Now in this palette you do get 20 shades in total. The whole entire palette is 36 grams. So that means each of these single shadows is 1.8 grams of shadow. So that's a decent amount of shades in here. You're getting 6 different finishes. Surprisingly, this isn't just your mattes and shimmers in here. You're getting 6 different finishes. So I'm going to read them off to you what they have. They have mattes, they have foils, toppers, a matte with a glitter, duochrome foil, and then you have satin finishes. And I have swatched the whole entire palette for you guys so you guys can see. I will do my best to label them. On their actual website, they show you a chart, which I will also place on the screen, that'll tell you each specific shadow, what the description of the shadow shade is, and what the finish is. So that way you know which shadow specifically is a matte, which one's a duochrome, which one is a matte with glitter, which one's a topper. I have used every single shade, including the black in this palette, and not one eyeshadow in this palette can I tell you is a dud. Not one. All of them performed so beautifully on my eyes. This formula reminds me very much of the Too Faced palettes, the foiledness of some of them, the mattes. They're very densely packed in here. They're not super soft to the touch like a rock, but they are pigmented. You do not have to really scrub your brush in here, but you're getting a lot of product. The duochromes work great foiled, they work great with your finger, and they work great with a flat brush. I've used them all 3 ways, and I found that all 3 ways are nice. My preference is to use my finger because I get the best color payoff that way. I can't really say that any of these I didn't like. Now you do get powder kick up, but nothing like the Lorac eyeshadows, and I'm not saying that the Lorac eyeshadows are bad. I enjoy them myself, but I always compare that to them because they are one of the powderier, higher end eyeshadows, and everyone mostly knows how they are, but these are not like that. These are just beautiful. The finishes, the colors. The reason why I really like this palette is because you're not getting a rainbow palette. You are getting shades in here that are semi-neutral, like this flamingo shade, this sandal shade, you got popsicle, sunbathe. So they're a little bit more wearable per se, but they're not any browns. The only neutral shades that I found in here were sand and Sunnies, which is a matte brow bone shade, and then a black. Those are the only 2 that I have found that are completely neutral in this palette. Other than that, you do get color stories. You get some of these pinks that can go with the in your crease, you get some shades of oranges and yellows, and then you got these blues going on in here. You got these down here. Like, you can do so many different varieties with this. It's not even funny. Like, this is such a well-made, put together palette. The color combinations are amazing. You get a nice range between your mattes and your shimmery satin toppers, duochrome. You get a nice variety where I don't feel like I am sticking to the same thing. I really did not stick to the same look when I used this palette. I'm not even exaggerating. Now, I will say that certain ones on your eyes will look similar. For instance, Flamingo here and Sandals. In the pan, they look different. Flamingos has more of a pink base, and then Sandals is more of a deep terracotta orange shade. But if you blend these out lightly as a crease shade or as a first transition shade, they're gonna look basically the same. The same thing I have come across with Popsicle and Sunbathe. These two right here, again, if you use this one lightly as well as this one, they both look practically the same. They both have a yellow undertone to them, so there may not be a difference between either one if you lightly put them as your transition shade. If you pack them on, you're going to see a difference, or if you blend it in darker, you will see a difference, or pack it on. But as far as just lightly blending them in your crease, you're really not going to see a difference. That's the only two that I really found that I was like, not to mention that Watermelon and Coral may be another one that does the same thing. Watermelon's a little bit more of a fuchsia shade, and then Coral's more of a pinky shade. But again, if you put this lightly in your crease, you're going to get something similar like Coral. So those are the ones that I have found in the matte range that may seem similar on your eyes. But I can tell you that I really have enjoyed this palette. It's very hard for me to put it down. It's very hard for me to pick it up just for a simple look, for a dramatic, colorful look, for something just to accentuate, something to help me out with a nice shimmer shade. Like, these are so beautiful. I can't get enough of this palette. If you're looking for a colorful palette that isn't huge, that is kind of condensed, you get a mirror. It's not an everyday type of palette, but you want those pops of shades, but you know that you don't want a rainbow bright eyeshadow palette. This is it. This is it. This is so, so beautiful. I am 100% a fan of Violet Voss eyeshadows already, so I already knew I was going to enjoy it if they kept it the same. This is the same formula that they had in their Ride or Die palette, same formula that they have had in their new rainbow palette that's sold at Sephora. The same texture of their eyeshadows is really across the board, and I have fallen in love with it. So I give it a 2 thumbs up, you guys. I really, really do. I think this is definitely worth it. I absolutely love it. This is up there with that BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. Like, as much as I enjoyed that one, I like this one a little bit more. If you're wondering between the two of them, the shimmer shades in the Weekend palette are a lot more chalky and they crumble more because they're not from high quality. These, when you put them on your fingers and swatch them the same way as you would at the BH Cosmetics, these are so much smoother. This is just the upgrade to the BH Cosmetics one. This is better as far as the formula, better as far as the shade ranges, but that one is also good. So I wouldn't say that that one's horrible. It's just this one's obviously a lot better. You're paying more for it. It's better quality. It should be better quality considering you're paying a lot more than double the price. So those are my thoughts on this. I will link, if I do have my tutorial, 2 looks on palette, down in the description box. If not, stay tuned for it. I do have 2 completely different looks using this palette. You may have seen them already on my channel in other videos, but I do have them, and I have used this over and over. So I'm sure you guys have seen this palette over and over. I love it. I enjoy it. Let me know in the comment section if you are interested in purchasing it, or you have purchased it and how you are enjoying it or not enjoying it. So thank you guys so much for watching. You will find this palette linked down in the description box. As always, I will catch you guys in my next video. And don't forget that a smile is the best makeup a girl can wear. Bye, guys.